So we know that these winter months can sometimes get you feeling a little bit pent up and dreary. You want a chance to get away and have a fun time on the weekend or even just for a day trip. So we have left the studio this morning and we are in Murray County, Georgia, home to Chatsworth, Eton, gorgeous scenery, friendly people, fun shops for you to go and explore. So we're going to begin our fun visit talking with Jan23, who is the president and CEO of the Murray County Chamber of Commerce. Come on. Hey Barry,
hello.
So good to see you.
It's good to see you, Julie.
What a gorgeous backdrop we have in that courthouse.
So pretty. Now I do know it is one of the only few remaining that has the round top to it. The proper word for that, I don't know.
We chose to come here as we kind of introduce you to the fun that you'll find in Murray because it's like the hill that overlooks the Shire.
It is.
What we're looking at just right there is your famous Fort Mountain.
That's our claim to fame. Isn't it beautiful?
It's gorgeous. I think the thing that strikes me, Barry, and as people are thinking about coming down here, the winter months tend to be cold and dreary.
Yes.
And I know you get your fair share of rain down
Sure.
here too. It's open here.
Right.
There's a vista everywhere you turn.
I like to say it's oxygen.
Yes.
And the sunshine is just for you today.
Thank you.
But and I was telling you earlier that we have had snow on the mountain 2 or 3 times already, but it doesn't stop you from getting, but down the valley is beautiful.
Right.
But you have best of both worlds when you come to Murray.
Look, I mean, I'm going to say it. So in Chattanooga, we're the scenic city.
Yes.
I think it can be very easy to live there and think, well, why would I want to go to somebody else's mountains when our mountains are so pretty?
Sure.
Your mountains look different than our mountains.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's because maybe you're in the mountain and we get to look at the mountain. And it's accessible either way.
It's also close to you. You know how
Yeah.
there are those summer days where the clouds just hang so low
Yeah.
you feel like you could touch them?
Oh yeah.
That's how the mountains seem.
I forget how majestic it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like
It's
coming out here,
beautiful.
my office is right across the street, but coming out here, you're like, wow, this is why.
Look, hey, let's talk about the fun job you have with the Chamber of Commerce. I love your slogan, which is Hurry to Murray.
Hurry to Murray.
Everybody's kind of hurrying. One of the things that you'll find when you walk around the downtown area, it's very walkable.
Yes.
It's not huge.
Right.
But everywhere you look, you can see that things are growing.
Thank you for saying that. We do have about 3 new businesses about to kick off early 2023. A bakery with a French twist. We have an outfitter store with mostly apparel, but probably some camping equipment later. And a pizza place is about to open, all right here within a block and a half.
You look around you, I've been kind of doing my own little eavesdropping, if you will, watching people come and go.
Yeah.
And you can see the citizens of Chatsworth living their lives here. So if you're coming in as a tourist, you can just kind of sit back, soak it all up, but you can get a sense of what daily life is like.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
very relaxed around here.
Murray County has heart.
There you go.
And there's Chatsworth and Eton are 2 larger towns, but there's so many different communities and little incorporated, areas that it's just the salt of the earth.
I'm kind of a planner. So January, we wanted to come here in January because we know the winter months are kind of getting you feeling cooped up a little bit. January has always been our vacation planning month too, right?
Yeah.
So talking about Fort Mountain, we couldn't get up there today, but you've got these beautiful houses that people can rent.
Absolutely.
If you're lucky enough to snag one, think early.
Yes, there are 15, and you really can't, probably for a couple of months, they're booked. Because as you'll see, on your next visits, we'll be up there, and there's a lake, there's paddle boats, there are campsites, there are lookout areas. It's just beautiful.
You were talking with me earlier about the drive up, and you're not really a big lover of heights, not a big risk taker.
Yeah.
So I mean, I know it's safe to go up there.
Very safe.
But again, it feels real. Like you really do feel like you've left your world behind and you've gone somewhere else.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You're away from everything. But you're only 5 minutes from everything.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. I wish everyone could just experience it because it's just right here, in your backyard.
When you come to Murray and you come to Chatsworth, you were showing me, we went to the chamber office and you've got this kind of a map that shows you all the different points of interest. If people go on your website, can they see that to kind of plan their visit?
It's an internal, we created it just from our staff because there wasn't one. There's like 45 different attractions and only like 2 of those do you have to pay, and they're like $1.
Really?
It's like $1 to get into the Chief Van Museum and a couple of more. But yeah, it's just God's tourism.
Well, that freebie couldn't come at a better time, right? Because we're all kind of doing like this with our pockets.
Absolutely.
You mentioned Chief Van. He's a local treasure for y'all.
He was. Sadly, the story is not uncommon, but the Trail of Tears. He was one of the chiefs that had to, was pushed out of his home and his community.
Home.
Oh, it's gorgeous. It's a mansion, which is now a museum. So that's worth the trip over from Chattanooga or anywhere, just the nostalgia and the feeling, the emotions that you get by visiting.
I'm a big believer in travel. It doesn't have to always be far away.
Right.
Because when you travel someplace else, you get to embed yourself in it and experience it. And we all live with our phones in our hands these days. So you can Google Chief Van.
Absolutely.
But it's not the same as coming and seeing it.
And it's a staycation. You can still be in your bed at night if you're within 60 miles.
Right.
Come and visit us and get home by nighttime.
Little competition never hurt anybody.
No, it's healthy.
So here y'all sit. You're not far from Atlanta.
No.
I think you're heading down to Atlanta when we finish
90
talking.
minutes. 90 minutes.
So you're getting all the Atlantans coming in and enjoying this. We don't want to let them get a leg up on the fun that we can find by traveling southbound.
We would love that.
You're only, 40 minutes away from us?
40 minutes. I can be, we discussed, I love Stir in Chattanooga, so 45 minutes from my office to a table at Stir.
If you were a family or just a couple wanting to come down, we're going to come back and kind of give you a Valentine's guide to Chatsworth and Murray County in a couple of weeks. But if you were going to kind of get us a launching point, would you say just start in your own kitchen by going to your website and doing some investigation?
MurrayCountyChamber.org. I have to say org because usually it's com. And if you can't find it there, just call the number that's on that website. Okay.
There really is not a bad time to come, but I will tell you, if you can find a way to come down here when the sun is shining, the view, it's just spectacular. Chad, who we work with, is here with us today.
Yeah.
And he said the way these mountains kind of hug you, it feels a little bit like Utah does, where it's just kind of closing in on you.
Yeah.
And it just feels like this alpine retreat.
I wish all your viewers could see what we see right now.
They can if they hurry to Murray.
Hurry to Murray.
So it's MurrayCountyChamber.org.
Yes, ma'am.
Hurry to Murray. There's the contact information. And the great thing is people do live here. Really, they live here. So when you're coming down to visit, you might run across Barry on the street corner.
I hope you do, and say hello.
Tell him hello.
Yes.
Thanks.
Thank you.